Hello, 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 hello. So welcome back, and saw the marks of the profiles, whatever tentative and some they called and collected also. Many of you have done well, some are in border. So the journey, whatever you have started, is not yet over. In fact, now it has become little more tedious. Next 3 months is going to be very, very crucial, if you want to cross the second important stage. Some who are in the border, don't worry. There are 3-4 questions, even I have doubt which way it will go. So whichever way it goes, okay, in case if it is positive, because I have doubts, but despite that, we have put that because I don't think which is the precise answer. There are 2 different sources telling 2 different, means source from different government thing. So in case if it is in your favor, good. General thinking across is that this year's paper was little unconventional, so the cutoff also should not be like, should be little less. That's what the general feel is. So however, the UPSC, I also strongly feel the cutoff should be less. However, the UPSC key cutoff should be less, but that key 3-4 questions is crucial. So let us see. However, many of you much above whatever they expected, and the steeplechase students also have done very well. So in addition to our regular things, steeplechase also are adding more numbers, so it's good. Whatever be your score, now it's time for you to start taking this mains crash course seriously. Now I'll take just 1 hour because I know tomorrow is your test day. Initially I thought I won't have a class today, but later I thought let me have a small introductory session today. How we are planning, what you are supposed to do next 3.5 months if you want to be in the list. So I won't take much of your time. I hope already you have started reading. If you have not, then you are doing a blunder. Okay, last, I remember 10th or 2nd was your exam. So 4th, I think I wrote the message, 1 day after the exam, giving you a rest of 1 day. You should have started. If you have not done, please start today. Okay, don't wait for the result. If you wait for the result, you are out of race. Okay, this 40 days is going to be very, very, very crucial. Whoever is going to be in the list, in the final list, yes, they would have already started or will start today. So please start your preparation today. Don't wait. Now, unlike the prelims, always we have a prelims mindset. Okay, prelims is different, mains is different. Mains, your approach should be totally different. Here, I always rate mains as much easier than prelims, provided you follow certain basic guidelines which I am going to tell today, which will be injected in you in the next 4 rounds of tests. There are 4 rounds of tests, 14 tests for your general studies and 10 for your optional, and also essay. I think 6 tests are there, and we are also planning for that compulsory paper 1 or 2 tests. Just that is optional only. If you want, you can attend that compulsory paper. Now, unlike your prelims has become very tough, especially after 2015, because of the simple reason, just 2 hours is deciding your life. Just 2 hours, 120 minutes, multiple subjects, and that a small few seconds seeing those questions, if you become blank, then yes, you are out of race and you have to wait for the next year. Whereas mains much easier. Majority of the crowd across India just like that go for mains, but they don't even know how to approach the mains. If you just follow certain basics, comfortably one get an interview. I'm seeing candidates comfortably they'll get an interview call. Means because of the simple reason it is not just 2 hours game. Okay, 2 hours is just like that, a fraction of, means few seconds will kill your prelims, means blankness, suddenly you go blank. Whereas in mains, you have 21 effective hours, okay, 21 hours plus forget about those compulsory papers, those 6 hours. So your general studies, all 4 papers, 4 3 is 12 hours, optional plus 6, 18 hours plus 3 hours for your essay, 21 hours. 21 hours is a very big time. Okay, comfortably one can cross the mains. I remember when I was in IRTS, I was there struck, there is an IRTS, there is one rule, whichever zone you are going, 10 years you have to be there. So my zone, I was 294 rank and I was last in IRTS. If I would have missed it, IRAS, I would have first and I would have got Southern Railway. I was expecting IRAS. Unfortunately, I got IRTS because I was last. So now last in IRTS, I was posted in NF Railway, North Frontier Railway. So I was working there and I was preparing also. And when time, last 1 month only I got leave for my mains. So whatever possible I studied here. 1 month I came to Chennai, I was preparing hard. And yes, my general studies went well. And first optional essay went well. And general studies, 2 papers, so general studies went well. And essay went well. 2 optionals those days instead of the 2 GS papers. So first optional, public administration. Yeah, public administration, when I went the previous day was so much, suddenly stress came. What will happen if we don't get, we'll go back to NF Railway, we'll be there for another 8-9 years. So that fear started, I was not sleeping at all. Whole night I didn't sleep properly, hardly 1 hour. My mother, I was trying to sleep, my mother found that I am disturbed. She came, then she told, don't worry, even in the IRTS is good only, why you are worrying? Somewhere, and finally next day when I went to the exam hardly with 2 hours sleep, total blank for me. So, first I was reading the questions, 8 questions, the same format as of now only, the same 8 questions, 1 and 5 compulsory. So I started seeing those questions, all somewhere I have heard, after all I have cleared with that public administration, but suddenly I got struck, basic names were not coming out. Some basic things were not coming out. For almost half an hour I didn't touch the paper because I started with evolution. If you see 2003, there will be one question public administration, who are students they can know, evolution of public administration. Something was started. So I started with that big question, didn't touch 1, 2, 3 means compulsory questions, started that, but names were not coming. Suddenly I was forgetting some basic names like Chester Bernard when I was supposed to write. So I got struck, half an hour I didn't know, I was about to cry, I didn't know what to do. Kept the paper, I thought better, let us walk out, NF Railway is going to be my life. Because nothing, I know that I will not do anything. Just came out, didn't know, I went, started drinking water, kept the paper, I didn't give it to that madam who was the invigilator, I told just give me some time, I'll come. So she was always seeing in the hall, because within half an hour someone walking out. And I went there outside, it was Presidency School, I remember, I was just standing in that corridor for some time, didn't know what to do. Okay, now again end of railway, same railways there, railway is a very good job, but I was somewhere made up my mind that I should come out. Then I thought, okay, let us try. Anyhow gone case, let me give a try. After that my mindset changed. So almost half an hour I lost in that paper. Okay, almost half an hour. I read the questions after half an hour. Then I came, whatever that name I forgot, I left that area and with a totally different approach I started writing. Okay, let it come, whatever, let it. Then I completed it, psychology, then was my second optional after 3-4 days I think, that also I wrote. And interview call I got, so I was little, because that particular paper I was worried, public administration. Okay. Interview call also I got, service also I got, All India 59th rank. Then I thought I am first ranker, I should have been a first ranker, why I got All India 59th rank? Okay, so that worry, because once you get, you'll always think big about you. So I was waiting for the marks. When my marks came, I got all India first in that particular public administration paper. Means when I used to compare, because all were there, Papa had students. So it is not how you approach. Okay, very simple. Become after that, once your mindset changes, after that you become very simple. This entire mains is very simple. Okay, don't think too much about this mains exam, and I will rate interview as the easiest. Mains is comparatively easy, prelims is toughest. Why prelims? Especially after 2015, at least till that time 4 hours was deciding. Okay, now 2 hours is deciding your success. So few seconds missing out is always will put you. But however, in case if you are on the border, many of you have done very well, really, and very, in fact, some students, even weekend batch students, they are in the top. In fact, I was seeing those marks and also very good, okay, and steeplechase also, and all are comfortably, many are high. I am very happy. Now, however, prelims is just prelims. It is not going to decide your service. Only your mains and interview is going to decide which service you are going to be, whether you are in the list. If you are in the list, which part of the list, again, where you are in the, always see, I want people from here 10-20 ranks, then only we will also get name. If you are in 300-400, you will get service and go. No use for academy, I always feel. So if you want to be in that, because this year we have worked out, I'll tell you what all we are going to do now, but it is your role which is going to be crucial. Take this main seriously, don't wait for the result. The first and foremost blunder people who fail in mains is they wait for the prelims result. People who clear, who are on the top list, they'll start immediately. So it's time to start, don't worry about mains. Whatever you read, finally, when you sit in the exam hall, morning, afternoon, okay, so all those practices will be given for you here also. When you write, you will feel that you would have read so many things, but finally 6-7 points only matter. Every question 6-7 points, 8 points maximum. Okay, now how to present that? So we'll see that. So next 40 days is very, very, very crucial. Please utilize. I always say, don't read night time. Get up early morning. However, that process, that particular advice has got over on 2nd of June. Hereafter, day and night you read. Day and night, sweat out. Every day, 14 hours at least you have to read. Okay, 14 hours when you read, it is not just 14 hours you are going to read alone. 2 to 3 hours practice, write. Okay, write as whatever that 14 hours, 2 hours should have been for writing some maybe 10-15 questions. Answer, that is the crucial thing. Okay, even I will tell what pen you are supposed to use as we go through. Now, how to spend every day, get up early morning or get up say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but then read whole night. As simple as that. Read as much as possible. Okay, now, and just reading alone, many people read, but finally UPSC examiner, invigilator doesn't know how many times you have read, how many books you have read, nothing they know. Just they see what you have written there. Okay, so what you have to write there, unless you revise, put it very nice schedule. I hope you would have attended Nagarajan's All India First Ranks thing. He was stressing again, and when we launched mentoring, he gave one thing. Very meticulously he planned. Okay, so that planning is crucial. So in your plan itself, there should be place for revision, periodic revision, because what you read doesn't matter, what you remember. In prelims, just if you recall, because the answer is there in the 4 choices, you have to just recall and eliminate, and there are some, and a lot of techniques have worked out. I do not know, okay, whether you realize that lot of techniques there came through in this year paper also. Okay, if number is there, it should be wrong, whatever, those elimination techniques. But all these things here is not going to work out. What you are going to write is going to be the answer. Remember that. Okay, what you write, that is the answer. So if you want to write, you have to remember. So if you want to remember, you have to revise. So please spend every day as much time. 14 hours is also, I feel 15 hours also one can read. Stretch like anything. Day and night you read. And every day is reading Please spend, if you are spending 14 hours, 15 hours, suddenly you will not become a super fast writer in the exam hall. Never it happens. Okay, take my word, then you will be just answering 14 questions, 12 questions out of 20 questions. Then you will also wait for result. Then you will come and cry there, sir, gone. No, write every day, 2 hours, 3 hours. Every day, then 10 minutes gap. First, initially it will take one question 15 minutes. Actually, it should come to 8 minutes. Okay, so try to write every day, as much writing practice, and don't wait for writing practice only for our tests. Our test is going to give you writing practice, but test is different. That is for you to more for structural component conversion of marks only. The test is going to be useful. It is not going to give just a writing practice. Writing practice every day it should happen. If you wait for only weekly test and I will do writing practice, it will be very difficult. So please every day spend 14 hours to 15 hours. In that 2 to 3 hours, please write. Know the syllabus. Many of us do not know. We go just by notes. Okay. Know the subheadings of the syllabus, both general studies as well as optionals. Every subtopic of the syllabus, you have to know at least 8 points. If you are there, if you are going to know this, take my word, you are through. You will get an interview call, provided your answer is legible. Means handwriting should be legible, not good, beautiful and all, legible. So every subheading, first know, take a printout of syllabus. Every subheading, where notes is missing, okay, find out, or we will help you out, I will tell you. Now, you have to know for every subheading, there are at least 8 points. Every subheading, know what are the keywords. It should be sprinkled here and there. Say ethics, some subheading, transfer, any question in ethics, always you should know, use foundational values and sprinkle. Okay, integrity, okay, compassion, these words here and there. So like that, every, for social issues, we will also try to give you those keywords. But you also see the keywords in that particular question. A question comes from social issues means those keywords should be there. Okay, empowerment, women, if it is women related, certain keywords will be there, use it. Now, know the syllabus. Every subheading you should know at least 8 points. Okay, and take my word, beyond that whether you have to read, not required, because you won't have time. Finally 8 or 9 minutes or maximum 10 minutes you have to complete a question. So in that, whatever you read, years you read, no, it doesn't matter. There what you are going to write, that is going to make the difference. Those 7-8 points will make the difference. Okay, just 7-8 points, try to answer. Last 5-year paper, please go through it. How exactly questions are coming, both in your general studies as well as your optional, so that you also know optional, and we can easily predict also. This you yourself will also do that. You yourself, this area it has come, this area has come, so next year this should be the likely area. You can strike it down. Some repeats will happen. We will do that work for you, don't worry, but you can also try if you want. What exact, okay, paper 1, this particular unit, this subtopics have come. Then next should be this subtopic only. Some subtopics 2 years repeat, pause, 2 years repeat. Then maybe pause now, okay. But however, it cannot be paused also suddenly, like medieval India suddenly came this year, they can also come back again. So that rule applies. Every subheading you have to know 7-8 points. Okay, but in addition, I am telling you also we can predict. This is how it is going to come. So know those trend. Last 5-year papers, just know how questions are coming. Use internet effectively. Now it's time for you to switch off from all your social apps and other things, but internet, there are some good sources. Okay, now if some content, if you think for some particular subheading it is missing, first thing is you have to ask us. Okay, if you are asking us, we will give you. Now you also suddenly want to say, I want to add some more points, 3-4 points more. Use internet effectively. You can find some sources, just points alone, don't try to do. And those only subheadings you have to know, means those points only. No need to remember big paragraphs and all. Just those, every subheading 7 to 8 points you have to know. Current affairs is very crucial now for your mains. Unlike your prelims where they don't ask directly current affairs. Here for paper 2 and paper 3 especially, it is going to be current affairs dominated. So current affairs will also give you classes, okay, and those classes how I am planning I'll tell you, because I don't want you, it is now from teaching to coaching. This means time I want you to spend less time in academy, and that time also it should be only for strategies and thing, but those content classes and all will deliver, it will reach you, okay. Now you try to that current affairs also no need to read paragraphs, no, just know this particular question comes means 7-8 points I want, okay, as simple as that. So try to spend some time for paper 2 and paper 3, it is going to be current affairs dominated, so please read current affairs content also whatever we are going to send, and periodically revise whatever you read. Finally every week or every third day or maximum within a week time you should have a revision schedule. That if you don't, and during revision no need to read everything, just think, okay, this point, 7 points are there, or no, 7 points there through, okay. So only those 7 points are going to be your subheadings in your answer sheet. So 7-8 points like that you do. So no need to read, yes, read extensively 14 hours, but point wise keep that in mind. So periodic revision is much required. Now illustrations, if you talk to people who correct papers, you will understand that yes, they also are humans, okay. How they correct, if you see first day how they correct. First day, in fact they say only one paper they are asked to correct. Only one paper, whole day they sit and correct. After that, yes, then it goes to that moderation and all happens between all people, okay. Then only paper. So all are advised how each one, someone will be giving more, someone will be giving less. So how they have to stick on to the answer key. So after that only, then the normal evaluation starts. Now they are also humans, certain things you have to give it to them easily, okay. After that, second day onwards, I think 20 or 25 papers they correct. Now if you practice map, especially India map, will become so handy. If you would have attended my classes, every class somewhere I would have shown my knowledge of India map, if you would have observed. Why? It's very easy to draw. Now practice hardly 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Every day practice on India map. You can put it in any question, okay. You can put it in history question also somewhere, a small map, geography, okay, even disaster management, internal security, wherever possible. It takes 1 minute and put points. This internal security, this Naxal affected area. Put India map, okay. Here Jharkhand, this. See, immediately within 10 seconds you can draw a map and it can give a good visual thing. So practice India map, just outline, just no need of perfection and all, just practice. See, there is a pain of continuous writing, okay, that's a big pain. Yes, not now, this 3 hours and all you can write, but morning, evening, tomorrow morning, evening, again day after tomorrow morning, evening, then the fatigue hits in, okay. Now it's not that easy, it's like a big boss show, okay. First day will be very good, but reality, second day itself, frustration comes. Now after that, what you are writing, that at one point of time, take my word friends, you will feel once the exam gets over, I am relieved. The clearing and all let us forget later. Let the exam get over. Okay, that feel will come. So that's why I am telling everyday practice. And last test we are also planning, like we did it for prelims, taking you out somewhere, giving you the same environment. Here last that 3-4 tests we are going to do it that morning afternoon, same UPSC time we'll put it, and we'll take you outside in a typical exam center approach, so that morning afternoon you get that practice, so that you are also tuned, so that your answers are better when you go to the exam hall. Now just fast reading, many a times if you start specializing and all, there is no time for all of these things, okay. This 3.5 months, anything you think, this notes is, this particular issue is going to come, if you feel you are reading it in some current affairs, a newspaper or somewhere, some magazine or some whatever sources we are sending, don't need to read this word to that last word. Just see what points, okay, this point, okay, 8 points maximum. 8 points you always remember, 8 points I have to take. That's all. So have that habit of fast reading. Is cursory look. Okay, it's a smartness which is going to make you clear the. See, if you want to be an IAS officer, if you start reading file from first line to last line, not even one file you can clear in a day. Okay, it will take 2-3 days. One file itself, it will be this much heavy. So how we do it? We know what to read. This. Okay, whether it has been checked. That alone you will see. Then if you want to discuss, you will put. Then you come under. Then ask him whether that is there. Where show me. Okay, approved. Okay. So you want to be there. Same attitude apply here. Just same thing. Quickly you have to curse through. Okay, don't spend on any particular topic, any particular thing too much time. Just cursory look, but you have to grasp some points, 7-8 points, which is going to be handy in your exam hall. If you are going to think perfect answer, perfect optional marks, perfect every unit, perfect essay, and every preparation perfect, no, you will never clear. This is an art of sailing through. Okay, this is one ocean you have to swim across. If you start taking deep dive, never perfection will come. Never no one is perfect. Okay, if you see, I have seen how people write when they write their mains, and when they get a call, they get service, top ranks also. Answers, they're not perfect. Don't ever try for perfection. If you are going to do for perfection, then this attempt will go away. Just 7-8 points I want. Okay, this is how I write. I'll tell you the syntax, how to write. Okay, today. Now that much only, enough. And both, every answer I'll be perfect. Every content when I read, I'm going to be perfect. This year I want to be All India 5th rank, 10th rank. So I have to know, no, All India 5th rank, 10th rank, don't go for perfection. Okay, they are smart people. Be smart. Okay, smart means, see, I cannot be perfect. Is it one specialist exam or engineering service or health service? No, it's a generalist service exam. Anyone. So something you have to know in every subject. That basic aptitude is there. Science and tech also, environment also, history also, geography also, ethics also, optional whatever subject also, each unit. So that don't ever try to be perfect. No one can be perfect. Okay. So when you prepare for this exam and when you write in the exam hall, never ever try to be perfect. Your goal is to complete the paper. Your goal is to clear this exam. So never be perfect, because perfection, take my word, it is not at all possible. Complete the paper. Start completing the paper from here, practice test itself. We are going to have 4 rounds here. Okay, first round till June end, then July, second round, 4 papers, again third round and fourth round. Complete the paper. If you start giving perfect answers, think for every question too much time, you'll never complete the paper. First and foremost, if I don't know also, even if you do not know, a particular topic has come, which say 2 questions can be unknown suddenly. Don't worry, relevant related points you will know. Something related to something is that. Okay, now then you write that. Say Kamal Hassan Committee on Railway Safety. Okay, now what Kamal Hassan Committee Railway Safety, who knows? Okay, but you know about railway safety? Yes, railway safety means anti-collision device should be there, unmanned for level crossing, some 4-5 points, general points. Take my word, whichever committee, they'll also tell the same. Okay, there is no Kamal Hassan Committee, please. Okay, I hope, don't think how we missed out. Okay, no, it's not there. Okay, now what I am telling is, never ever leave an answer. Don't ever leave an answer. Why? Because 2 ways why people leave answers. 1, they won't know. Second, they won't have time. Now, you should have time. If you are not having time, you are not fit for civil servant. Then please don't dream big. Now, when you will have time, if you every day will practice only. Every day if you write only, you will have time for in the real exam. So then, if you don't know also, write relevant points. 2 marks if you get, like that 4 papers, 2 questions each, 8 GS papers, optional, you think 16 to 20 marks you are ahead. 1 mark will make all the difference. 30-40 ranks will be in the same mark in the final list. Then think about 20-30 marks. Your service, your life, next to 35 years will be different if you follow the simple thing. complete the paper. Okay, never try to be perfect. Don't think others. When I sit in the exam hall, I'm very smart. I may look dumb. I'm not that dumb. Okay, whatever you think. And I sit in the exam hall, I always think all are fools around me. That is the first thing when I sit in the exam hall I do. All are fools, I am the only intelligent person. Not at the time of preparation. If you start thinking at the time of the preparation, then you are the biggest fool. You have to prepare like anything, but when you enter the exam hall, be with the mindset, I am going with the syntax, I am perfect. I cannot be a perfect answer, so I am going to manage, all other fools are going to waste time. This way you go, take my word, you will get a call. With a very good marks, you have to get a call. So complete paper. Now, what are the, how we are approaching, how you have to approach that? Test questions. Of course, we have a separate team for that. Even next week there is going to be some sessions and I'll tell you. First and foremost, each question there will be three, at least 2 questions or 3 questions. Any question, say 20 questions they are putting means each question will have 2 to 3 questions. First to know how many questions, when you read a question, okay, 2 to 3 times you read a question, the mains question, and see how many questions they are asking you. In that particular question, definitely 2 or no, mostly 3 or at least 2 questions will be there in every mains question. So immediately you should know there are 3 questions in a single question. So if it is a 10-mark question, then maybe 4-4-2 or 3-3-4, that should be the pattern. Most of us will be answering the first part alone and leave it. Finally they'll put what is your view in that Indo-China, whether India is progressing, whether demonetization or GST implementation, what is your view means my view you should be separate again. So please first and foremost is know how many questions are there in a single question. Then don't write big introductions, conclusions, don't try to impress the examiner. Okay, just a 3-line introduction, very positively, this is what they have asked, so we are going to see this. Conclusion also little positive note, so we are going to, this is what we have seen. Okay, so very simple introduction, 3 maximum 4 lines. I am not talking about essay, I am talking about general studies. Okay, this is for general studies. Optional, it cannot be 3 lines. Optional can be 3 lines if it is for your that first question and 5th question is there na comment question. All optionals have this except mathematics. Now that particular question alone, yes, 3 to 4 lines. Otherwise a para introduction is required for the big answers in optional. I am talking about GS here. 3-line introduction, 3-line conclusion. Don't waste your time in introduction, conclusion. It is not going to be there in the answer key. Answer key only will have points. The examiner will see the answer key and compare. Then why you are writing introduction and conclusion? To tell the examiner I am starting the answer. To tell the examiner I have completed the answer. Okay. Now there he also doesn't have time to get impressed by you. Okay, he doesn't have to, he has to complete his task. He is sitting in Delhi, he has to complete his task and come back to his home. So why he goes there? To get a privilege. He is correcting for UPSC paper, so it's a privilege for them. So they go there, they also, humans, don't waste, because it's not going to be. Just tell, this is what I am going to discuss here, and then this is what is the conclusion. I have concluded the answer. Now, once you know the number of questions in each question, immediately know that this many subheadings are going to be there. Okay, means, yes, the question is, say Indo-China relation after the recently has started improving because of external factors. Do you agree with this? If not, do you agree with this? What are the main reasons for this? In your view, what are the further steps? Now 3 parts are there. Okay, first is, yes, Indo-China, how it has improved, especially now since US-China has started fighting. Now they think China is feeling that, yes, better India, because trade-wise they are benefiting a lot from us. Okay, now whatever you current affairs they teach you there or international relation, though our thing is that should have 3 things. Okay, 3 questions are there in that particular question, so immediately 3 subheadings should come. Because first subheading may be 4 marks, second subheading may be 4 points, 4 marks. What is your view in that? Whenever they ask your view, they are not going to give much weightage. So don't give your view so many lines. Your view should be 3-4 lines. Yes or no? Because your view means, what is your view? So this is some 3-4 points. So that can be 2 marks. Always subheadings and the number of questions should be, so that examiner, it should become easy for him to correct. Oh, first part, okay, 4 marks. So here I'll give 3. Second, 2. Third, 3. So that it becomes easy, or 2. So never, all questions don't put it in a single thing and mix. Okay, everything. The examiner cannot search where you are ending the first part question, second part question. That is why always this is the basic thumb rule. Read how many questions are there in each question. Okay, if there are 3 questions, 3 subheadings. If there are 2 questions, 2 subheadings. If there are 4 questions in a single question, 4 subheadings. Always this is the thumb rule. Now subheading should be equal to the number of questions. And what the word you have to give for the, what should be the subheading name you have to give? Whatever the words they have used in the question paper, same words you use here. So that the examiner also, it becomes easy. What is your view to improve? My view to improve. One subheading. Okay. It is progressing forward. Yes, Indochina progressing forward recently. Subheading, why you feel so? 3-4 points. So always those words serves two purpose. One, it reminds the examiner that you are writing only for that subheading. Number 2, it reminds you also you have to write only for that. Okay, so that you are sticking within that area for which answer key is there. Don't invent new dimensions in that and trying to impress the examiner. I am trying to do some new dimension. If it is not asked, it is not going to be the answer key. So please borrow words for subheadings from the question only. If it is general studies, please write it in points aloud. Okay, don't write big paragraphs. So maybe points itself, 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines. Okay, so each subheading, maybe 4 points if you are giving, it can be say hyphen or bullet point, or in case if they use the word enumerate, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4 also. Even without also 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'll always suggest put hyphen or bullet point. However, for optional, don't put it in point format. Okay, it is optional, is evaluated by a specialist. Okay, now if it is geography, means maybe some geography professor in JNU will be correcting, or Madras University will be anthropology or public admin. That particular specialized people correct. So for them, don't put point. Only GS paper I am telling. There, sub para you have to write 5 line like that. Means 10 points you are going to discuss, means 10 3 means 5 line, 10 5 line, 10 5 like that. So you should always use paragraphs for optionals, whereas general studies, please go by bullet points. Points are enough. Just they have to check. A generalist professor, one history professor may be correcting your paper 3, economy, internal security, disaster management, environment, which he just sees the answer key. Okay, so one geography professor may be correcting the first paper. He has to see world history also, geography also. So this social issues also. So this way, just the points are enough for general studies, whereas for optional, use paragraphs, use maps wherever possible. A small map, okay, makes a lot of difference. So maps, just it takes within 2-3 days you can draw India map. It need not be a perfect India map, and don't try to take stencils and draw. Okay, so I'll start. It should be your own. That looks always good. Okay, rather than drawing, taking from stencil and all. So use maps wherever possible. Please practice it. You can use it even in optionals at times, but optionals is corrected by a professor of that particular thing, that your childishness should not come out. Okay, so there it should be a academician is correcting. Here also an academician, but a generalist. Here, yes, it makes his job easy. There, go with the content. Use flow charts also, whatever flow chart, sun diagram, whatever, small diagram, wherever possible. Don't put it big diagram and reduce your points. Okay, that particular diagram or flow chart should be very small. It should occupy small space in your answer sheet. Don't make one big India map and finally small space in writing, then it won't work out. Write as much as possible, but leave a small space, and once you complete the answer, come and fill that also. It's always better, because many a times we won't even know what points we are going to write as we progress. Yes or no? 8 points what you are going to write. Then what diagram you can put. So what I always used to do it, I'll start the answer, leave some space for diagram, then I'll continue the answer, because as we write some more point, oh, social issue, this particular thing we can add this. Once we complete, then come back, some 8 points you have written, then put some factors for increasing the reducing the impact of GST, steps to be taken to reduce the impact of GST problems. Now then step 1, whatever you have written, small, you have already written that, just write the words. Are you following or no? Sure. Yes. So use flowcharts wherever possible. Use the keywords. As I told you, keywords they'll be finding, and underline those keywords. Okay, keywords are the one which they are going to search in your answer sheet. These words are there means answer is going to be enough. So every subtopic there are few keywords. We'll also supply whatever required those keywords for each subtopic. Try to sprinkle those keywords. Okay, that should be there in the answer. If keywords are there, automatically your marks, your answer key given by UPSC and your answer will match, and you will get the maximum marks for that. So please use keywords and underline those keywords. Use as simple language as possible. Okay, don't use big English and all, or if you're writing in Tamil or Telugu, whatever, don't use, the words used should be very, very simple. If you start using, then they will not understand. Many have a very wrong notion that if we use very good English, we will get good marks. No, it's other way. Whereas in optional, there also again not English is checked, but optional there will be some jargons for each thing, each particular thing. That you can use, no doubt on that. Whereas English should be as simple as possible. That's what I'm telling. The language you are using should be very simple. It should not use big language, and it will irritate the examiner, because they won't know that. Okay, very means certain English words, whatever you are talking or that and all won't work out. So better use very, very simple English. Don't think too much for every question. Don't try to impress. This is a very, very bad habit which failure students have. Failure students, first question I have to write impressively, so that second time it's question onwards he'll close his eyes and keep on giving marks. Okay, this is a attitude which many failure students have. Don't, on your mark set, go. Okay, immediately, first thing, how many questions are, this is the step. How many questions are there? 3 questions. Okay, 3 subheading, 3 line introduction. Tuck, tuck, 4 points coming to my mind, 4 points. Okay, next 4 points. No, 4th point I forgot. Okay, 3 points, 3 points. Okay, then 2 points for the 3rd subheading. Okay, conclusion, completed. Next, it should be the strategy. If you start thinking, how I am going to impress the first introduction, how I am going to give extra points, you won't have time at all for all these things. By that time, 15th to 20th minute would have happened. Already you should have completed the 2nd question and started the 3rd question. So don't think too much for each question. Every question should be on your mark, set, go, and fire heard, then completed. Periodically check your time. Okay, 30th minute, 30 minutes over. Whether you have completed the 30 minutes means almost you should have completed 3 questions, 4th question you are about to in the middle, whether you are there. Periodically keep checking, keep increasing. It is not that perfect like a robo you can do. At times you can get stuck, some point will not come. Then next question, try to reduce it, no problem. Your thing is last question, all questions you have to write in this particular format. If you are going to follow, you will get an interview call with a very good mark. Handwriting should be legible. Okay, now if it is illegible, because now it will be legible as we go to the exam hall, morning, evening, morning, that speed, that's why I am telling you again and again, everyday practice. Okay, legibility no one can help, because if it is illegible, okay, which they cannot understand at all, then it becomes a problem. So the basic that we cannot give you cursive writing courses and all at this age. Okay, you should only practice, make it simple. If your handwriting is too bad, make it big, little big, so that it becomes legible. Okay, individually we can address it if when we see your papers, what exact, then you can add little more diagrams also, but end of the day you have to it should be legible, then only they can understand and give marks. This particular pen, whatever we feel that you can use this, blue you can use V7. You see, if you are comfortable with some other pen, you can do, but try this. I heard here this is very good pen, means this V7 high-tech point blue, that is gel pen, that Pilot one, it's very quick. Okay, so the flow, that thing is very quick. Always use blue pen, even though they say black pen is also okay. I will suggest blue pen only you use. Black pen you can use for underlining keywords, either pencil or black pen. I will suggest black pen. Or when you draw India map, okay, unless you should practice and draw, otherwise India map will become like Europe map. Okay, then pen means you cannot change it also, and there is a space also within that only you have to write. So if you practice, you are confident quickly, then better use black pen for underlining keywords. Other things, don't ever use red or green. And this pen, I think you can start practicing. It will definitely save some time for you. Okay, so I will suggest go for Pilot V7 high-tech point blue, and don't think any money I got from that agency, so don't have that wrong notion whether this fellow has taken over that and all. Okay, no. Ethics case studies. Now whatever format I have told is for paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4 first part. But paper 4 second part, ethics, we will give you a different format. Okay, next week I think our Killi Chandrasekhar is going. In fact, his marks in GS were much higher than that year's All India first rank. He is very good in GS, so he has recently joined. I hope you would have seen our thing. He is a 2014 batch officer. So he will be handling how to have the case study format. That case studies you have to just, it is a different syntax we will give. Okay, first case study means point to study, then positives and negatives, he will give you that case study format. Just you have to fill that. Okay, any case study you have to fill that format. There will be a separate session how to deal with ethics case studies alone. So this particular whatever I have told, that is for GS papers, not for essay, not for your optional. You can use the same format. Only thing is, I told you, it should be in paragraphs. Whereas ethics case studies, it is a totally different syntax. Okay, if you follow the whatever syntax I have told you, that will never work out. Ethics will give you a different syntax. Okay, will give you a model answer also. Just follow that, it is enough. Essay will be a different syntax. Syntax, what I mean is that structural component. Now our target this year, okay, we think that this year we want someone sitting here, people who are sitting here, and of course people who are watching who are our online students. We want at least 2 in top 10, and from 10 to 50, every slot, 20 to 30, take my word, it will happen, take my word. Whether you are going to be there, yes, you have to be there, 1 or 2, every 10 rank. Okay, we want 2 to 3. So this year we are spending our more of energy now. We are thinking that yes, we have to do, because this is going to be the key, the mains, because the interview is, yes, finally it is just you and me will decide the interview. I'll tell you how to get marks. Whereas mains, your role is very, very crucial. So we are trying that we want that in every slot at least till 100. Okay, after that automatically they'll be there. Okay, but this first, second, third, fourth, fifth slot is very crucial. 50, beyond 50, okay, I also got more, beyond 50, no use. First 50, every 10, we want 2 to 3 people. So we are thinking of, we have in fact already started working. In fact, your workforce, this evaluation itself started before your 2 to 3 weeks before prelims. We started there. How to have a separate team has been hired. Mostly they are all toppers of last year, and Mr. Uday Kumar is completely assigned only for that job now. They have hired a separate space, a separate building has been hired nearby, where they will be coming, evaluating, okay, question setting will be by some people, then Kili Chandrasekhar will vet each and every question. So our evaluation itself this year means we are investing more, our time, resource, everything, because our target this year, take my word, it will happen. Whatever we have planned all these years, it has happened. This year, every 10 we want 2 people at least. So our evaluation will be a separate team. Our evaluators are all not just a thing, they are all selected. We have big budget we have worked out for this year mains, so that whatever you write here, if you follow that, you should be there and give us result. So question setters will be different, and individual feedback, and from July, I'll try to June also, but July onwards, every test you will be getting feedback from me but June itself, say first will be, and it will not, we are not planning this year that ethics case, not ethics case, every question, tested discussion, coming, wasting your time, we'll give the answer key, okay, this is what should be the answer, then get the answer either from me or Uday, Mr. Uday. Now that also is evaluated by a separate team which will come to us, and so we want that you take it, and first test, in fact I told you, 4 tests, we have 4 cycles. First cycle, if you are not clearing the first test, we won't allow you to the second test, we'll make you write again and again, okay, but because our time will be wasted in second or third test, again reiterating the same point. So first test, it may take time, you may be asked to rewrite again, third time again, fourth time, don't you think, unless you perfect the first cycle, first test, then second test you won't be allowed. Then after that, mostly structural component you won't have problem, okay, because once you have, and first test we are also planning that we won't give you the 3 hours test, okay, it will be reduced, so that first you know the art of writing, okay, once you know the art of writing, if we give you the content, then you know the art of conversion into marks. So first test will be very crucial. And if you are asked to write again and again, don't feel bad, because you are not perfect. It takes some time to set into that particular expectation we have set. So once you that, after that, the test will be more for your feedback only, individual feedback only. Individual feedback I'll give you a particular time, 2 hours or 3 hours, some 2 days in a week, so that you will be coming and meeting me, so that I can tell this is the area. And there also I'm not going to concentrate in content. See, content you have to by heart. More for conversion, what structural problem, where you lack, so that 1 or 2 marks in every question if you improve, each paper 20 marks, then think about the difference it can make. So, and the online students also the same thing, except that we are not going to have the, means individual means not face to face, it will be through Skype or something else. The same evaluation methodology will be done, the same, or your papers will also be evaluated by the same team. Only thing is, instead of directly giving, it will be uploaded, so all those things which will be briefed later. Optional tests, what we are planning is, see, optional already work is going on. Tomorrow I think some have already given the schedule, and 19th I think it is starting, yeah? When is the optional test starting? 18th. So 3 days what we have arrived as of now is 2 to 3 days in advance the test. That optional faculty will have a discussion before the test, okay, not after the test. A particular unit, they are going in a 33% on methodology has been arrived, so that you are completing also, and you are also having sufficient time to read. So what before that particular test, say 18th, 18th is the first test. So maybe 15th or 16th or 17th, maybe 16th itself mostly, they will call you, discuss for 1 or 2 sessions how about all previous year papers, 4-5 year papers of that particular topic, how they want the answer. Now after that you will write the test. Then again correction and feedback, that will take 5-6 days. So this is, so before the test itself, in case if they think that some portion they have to give additional input, some content or some how to approach the answer, everything they will give 3 to 4 days before that particular day's test, okay, not after the test. After the test, they'll be giving you feedback for that particular answer sheet what they have done. So previous year questions will be discussed before the test, and that particular test will be after the discussion will be after the test. I hope you have understood. Before the test, previous year questions they will discuss, and once you write the test, so that it becomes easy for you, this is what they are expecting and what are the questions have come, that also you would have revised, and once the test gets over, 2 to 3 days they will correct and give individual feedback. DAF. Now DAF should be coming out in the month of July end. If you remember my first class, when you joined this academy long ago, I would have told you, prelims form we will put you a helpline, mains I only will be filling your DAF. Yes, for this every year mains I want to fill your DAF, okay. So don't, time will come, but I am also telling, because by July middle I think DAF should be out. So since I am seeing it as a group, after that individually only we will be seeing. Now what I am suggesting is, please don't give your DAF without my clearance. I will be giving you a small session also, what to do, what is the cadre preference, zone preference, all those things are there, service preference and all. But most important is what you have to fill, okay. Each and every word, one small word can make the entire interview turn against you, okay. So every word is crucial in your DAF. That is what I have seen candidates, they'll put some word and later for 3 months they'll be so stressed for that small word, okay. So I'm 8th standard Tamil what award, Manavar Mandram award, someone will write, then it will put you as a Tamil chauvinist. The board will think, what, Tamil award, okay. Rather than that I will say Prathmik fail will be appreciated there, okay. So certain things which you may not know, I will know, because after all I am old and you are young, okay, at least in this field, okay, even otherwise age wise also I am old. So please respect, don't submit, because now last year few students submitted without my thing. Don't do that. DAF, every entry should be vetted by me. Compulsory paper this year, I thought last year we didn't give, no one failed also, don't worry, on compulsory paper, okay, otherwise mains some could have failed, but compulsory paper. But this year I thought one practice you can have, especially in that slog session I told you, the last we'll higher place in that. If you would have studied up to 10th standard that particular language, Tamil or Hindi or Telugu or Kannada, nothing to worry. Just practice paper alone will do. But from 6th standard, 7th standard, I shifted to French or some other language, then you have to work seriously. You can come and meet me later after the session, then you have to work little more. But up to 10th standard or even 9th standard, 8th, 9th, some people change. But that also is enough. It is easily people, I have not seen a candidate who will fail in that particular paper. Okay, that is, but we will have a test for compulsory paper, whichever language. Not necessary Tamil only, we'll keep it here, we'll keep, I know students are here from Telugu, Andhra, Karnataka and all, or North India also, so Hindi also, whatever your language, we can set paper so that you have a practice. Now, the notes, subtopic wise, we'll also give you, okay, we'll give you optional, the faculties will give, as public administration I will give, because I used to handle your public administration, subtopic wise material we'll give, soft copy we'll give. Optional, each teacher will give, so that you don't need to hunt. If in case if you think something is missing, immediately let Uday Kumar sir be the focal point. Okay, so immediately contact. He is one who is always one, like Chalian, Uday Kumar, they are all one, always think student. So immediately let him be your focal point. Okay, immediately this particular thing I want notes. Okay, so that he is the now coordinator for the mains test series. Of course I am there, but he is the overall coordinator and it comes to me. So immediately it goes to him and they immediately talk to the faculty and get. And if it is required there, our R&D team also, we can ask them to prepare that particular, so that subheading wise 7 to 8 points you have for everything. Okay, now notes, it will be everything, they will, each subject faculty, optional faculty, they will give. If whatever they have not given, whichever is missing, they will give. And in addition, current affairs and other things, or subheading wise, now governance, some topics subheading wise it may be missing, something should be taken from ARC. Now all those things, yes, we will be giving you, and you just, in case if something you want, immediately get in touch with Mr. Uday, and he will ensure that it reaches you. Now classes, as I told you, this time we are thinking, because we are more focused on result, classes I am planning to reduce as many classes as possible. Very few physical classes. If you think, yes, this particular internal security, disaster management, something missing, notes first it will come immediately. But if you want some classes, we'll send it to you by asking the faculty to record, so that you sit and read. Instead of you coming there, from there, again sitting 2.5 hours, drinking tea, coffee, having samosa, time going back. Don't, please, these 3 months if you read, that is much better. But every subtopic, whichever you are not comfortable, this particular thing you want class, we can have class. But whatever classes already we have given, see, for essay we are going to have class. Okay, for essay one, we will tell you some, we get inputs from good people who matter a lot, that much only I can say. So essay we can give. I'll try to bring some person. Then your ethics case studies is one important. Ethics, see, essay Rangarajan sir is very, very good. Okay, very good. But in addition, I am telling some more good person. Then ethics case studies, we'll have a class. In current affairs and all, no need to come. We'll plan in such a way that the number of hours you spend in class is less, whereas the inputs you get is more and more. So that way, see, let us convert it into, from, because you are not in that PCM mode, now it's a mains mode. In mains mode, it should be more of reading, writing practice. So it's more a coaching method. Coaching will migrate now for next 2.5 months only. Interview, again we can go back to the earlier method, each one individual, that is different model. Whereas this particular time, please spend more and more on with the book. Classes, every subtopic, any topic, we'll give you notes also, anything you want, yes, we'll give, but ensure that you read first. That is the most important thing. So next week, I think a strategy class will be there by Kili Chandrasekhar, I think, and one more topper is coming, I think, next week. Everything is set, it will be communicated. Okay, so whatever classes we are planning, that will be communicated. We are having classes, but that classes will be as less as possible. But some subject wise classes, yes, that will also be done. No need to come physically here. That's what I am telling, but every subtopic we'll give, don't worry. Now, sources for materials of GS optional, as I told you, will be given to you. Any subheading, if it is missing, please contact that particular faculty or Uday sir, that he becomes the common focal point for every one of us. Now, reading room, as of now, no. Once the result comes out, then if people feel no, we want a separate reading room, I'll allocate, say, day and night reading room also. Now Tamil Nadu circular has also come. Even day and night you can open your all things, shops, this, that they have told. Okay, so no problem, day and night also I can give, but only after the result. Okay, now no reading room for the students. Once the results are out, even if one student wants, yes, we can give. At that time, we are very good people at that time. We give AC also. Okay, normally we don't put AC in reading room, but however, once it is mains, for us they are our horses. Okay, because whatever our target is very high. Now, if you want to achieve, yes, you are our horses, but don't spend too much on AC, because government schools doesn't have AC. While reading you can do, but practice more. Tests and all don't have AC. Okay, I will try see that. Test time you don't, because you go in that mode only. Now, reading room, after your, as of now, no reading room. Now go to your hostel or go to your house, read. Once the results are out, then we can have a separate reading room only for main students. Mains mantra versus steeplechase. Now some students who are in the border have this fear. In case if I don't clear, what to do? Don't worry, if you are not going to clear, there is a steeplechase, and you can ask the steeplechase. Many of you are sitting here. Last year who missed out. This year they have all got comfortable scores. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 only missing, I think. Okay, now so if it is not this year, next year let it be. Okay, so don't, in case if your marks are border or little low, don't start worrying what will happen. My marks are low, am I not fit for IAS? Nothing like that. It's all a matter of time. Now if I tell you, people say I am from IIT Delhi, I got gold medal in BTech, you will believe. Unless you know me personally, you should believe maybe this fellow is from IIT Delhi, he has completed BTech Mechanical, I got gold medal, okay, then later I did in Harvard one course, then I wrote civil service. Unless you know me. Now Killi Chandrasekhar is from IIT Delhi, will you believe? Definitely you do not know, because he is an IAS, you think yes, he should have. So once you crack this service, once you clear, it's a rebirth. That is why always there is a batch year. No, my identity in all circle, even here also, what is my identity? 2004 batch I guess. As simple as that. You don't know when I was born, you do not know which attempt I got, you do not know Rangarajan which year he was born, which attempt, you know 2005 batch. Very simple. That is the key for your entire promotions, your identity. You are a tribe, different caste or community. That is why elite service, they say, born again, born with this heaven-born service. They all call these names for IAS, IPS. Why? It's a new birth. So once you take that birth, no one knows which college you are from, how many attempts you took. You are a rebirth, as simple as that. So in case if you fail to take rebirth, some of you are since border also, some people I saw, or even low also, don't worry. Next year is there. But next year, then you have to undergo the rigor. Okay, so you have to follow that. Anything you want, you have to work for it. Where you miss, maybe strategically some sessions or stress you could not handle, then come for the steeplechase test. That Mr. Chelian will tell you how to. I'll ask him to make a video, because some were asking what will happen, how the steeplechase program. I'll ask him to. It's more of mains and prelims, mains, prelims. That way they go. Whereas there also I am thinking this year that mains evaluation, can it be done by this particular team, so that definitely it was very good. Okay, in fact they have done, steeplechase students have done very well. But I'm telling that I'll discuss with Mr. Chelian, because he is the god for steeplechase. Okay, he is the godfather, whatever you call. Okay, he only created that steeplechase. Okay, so I'll discuss with him how to. So there is a steeplechase program. So don't worry. In case if you are missing out, no problem. This year take rebirth, next year nothing. But work hard. How that steeplechase program? It will be more test oriented. Okay, rather than classroom oriented. But however, current affairs classes and all they had. Okay, so current affairs classes they had, and sharpshooter sessions they had, and that strategy sessions of Devnath sir and all they had. So whatever required we'll give, but it is more of making you right. Okay, making you right and putting you on track for next 1 year, so that comfortably this year also when you were seeing the tests, most of you would have seen steep it would used to come. Okay, third mark, first mark or fifth mark, they were all who missed out last year. Now nothing wrong if you miss out, it's a competitive exam. Okay, so don't lose confidence on you. Okay, so that is a very bad sign. Don't lose confidence. You have to come up, you have to clear. That should be your strategy. If not this year, if you are in the border, if you have done well, no problem, good, start. If you have not done well, then don't worry, let us undergo these 2-3 tests, then let us start that steeplechase program, and that is more a rigorous model. In fact, this is much easier model than that. There it is more of test, just to test alone. Okay, the classes and a little later only it will come, current affairs and all. So that way you can do that. And each, I think with this I can complete, already I have taken 1.5 hours. For each thing how you have to do and all, we have worked out. Art and culture means, see this I'll send it in your thing, say how the structure should be for subject wise. Okay, art and culture means what to be doing. Modern India, how you have to do, start society, geography, polity, governance, IR, economy, SNT, internal security, ethics, case studies. So all these things will be there. I'll send this PPT in your thing. So start working hard from today. If not already have started, please start work hard. You are our horses. We want you to win, and we want you to be in top 10 ranks, at least 2-3 people, top 20 ranks, every slot, as I told you. So we are taking this very, very seriously, this mains crash course. I request whoever, all of you, and especially who are all top and all, please start reading like anything. Now 14 hours, 15 hours, all should read, but 14 hours, 15 hours, please read. Okay, please read. This is the time where you are, after that interview, I won't bother you at all. It's very simple. Interview is just a thing, nothing. Just 2.5 months, your life will change. You will be in service, and we'll also, it is our credit also. So please work hard, 14 hours, 15 hours. Please put in as many hours as possible. Avoid too much food. Don't eat chicken, mutton and all for some days. Okay, try to lead a healthy life for next 2.5 months. Avoid things. So basics, certain basic disciplines you start following for next 3.5 months, so that comfortably you clear. Okay, so we are there. Anything, always you can come and meet me. And so tomorrow is your test, all of you know. So tomorrow test is at 2 o'clock, I think. 2 to 3:30, first thing. So first test alone, I'm telling you, you may be asked to repeat again and again till you come to a point, because we don't want again and again correct 8th test when you write again structural component also. Unless you perfect your first test, we won't allow you for the second test. As many times you correct till you are perfect, we won't allow you for the second test. Take my word, if you follow this model comfortably, you should be in the top ranks, and will also get named. Best wishes. Thank you.